My sister announced her engagement to my ex-boyfriend. Before we begin the story, make sure to subscribe to our channel and never miss more incredible stories every day. The first time I see Jason again, he is kneeling in my parents' dining room like he belongs there. Chloe's phone is already out, filming in vertical. Mom is crying into a napkin. Dad keeps saying, "That's my girl," like he's announcing a scholarship. And Jason, my ex-boyfriend of 3 years, the man who disappeared from my life with a single text, slides a diamond ring onto my sister's finger. I stand there in my scrubs, badge still clipped to my pocket, because I came straight from a 12-hour shift at St. Mary's. I smell like antiseptic and exhaustion. I had been looking forward to leftover lasagna and 10 minutes of silence. Instead, the room erupts. Surprise! Chloe squeals, holding her hand out. Isn't it perfect? The ring is huge. Too huge. Chloe's smile is so bright it looks practiced. Jason stands, smooth as ever, and says my name like we're old friends. "Mia, I'm glad you made it." My throat goes tight. I taste metal. I can hear my own pulse louder than the applause. Mom spots my face and her eyes narrow. Warning, not concern. "Honey," she says, voice sugary. "Don't do that thing where you make everything heavy." I blink. "What thing?" "The thing where you hold on to the past," Dad adds, already annoyed. "Jason's a good man. People move on." Chloe laughs too quickly. "It's not like I stole him, Mia. You guys have been over for, what, 2 years?" Jason's hand settles at the small of her back like a claim. I see his thumb rub once, calming her, like he's done it 1,000 times. 2 years, my family says, like time dissolves betrayal. I glance at the place sitting beside Chloe's plate. There's a little card, "Jason," in Mom's handwriting, in the seat that used to be mine at holidays. The world tilts, and for one reckless second I imagine flipping the table. But then I notice something else. Jason's left hand, the one not holding Chloe's, has a fresh red mark around the ring finger, like he recently took one off. And in that moment, I realize this isn't just humiliation, it's a timeline. I just don't know yet how violently it's about to unravel. Then Chloe whispered a date, and I knew she was lying. When people ask how I could still care, I want to hand them the exact moment I built my life around him. I meet Jason at 24, at a volunteer fundraiser my hospital sponsors. He is in a crisp button-down, pouring cheap wine like he's hosting a gala. He notices I'm hiding behind a folding table with a clipboard and says, "You look like you'd rather tree off this crowd than talk to it." I laugh because it's true. He makes my shyness feel like a secret talent. For months, he shows up after my night shifts with coffee and those pastries he buys just for the box. He learns my schedule. He learns my mother's favorite flowers. He learns how to say the right things in the tone that sounds like care. Chloe loves him immediately. My sister has always been sunshine with teeth. 2 years older, prettier in the effortless way, the kind of girl who gets free upgrades. Growing up, she doesn't steal my toys. She borrows them, smiles, and somehow I'm the one who feels guilty for wanting them back. Jason fits into our family like he was designed for it. He compliments Dad's stories. He brings Mom candles. He calls Chloe kiddo and ruffles her hair, and she pretends to roll her eyes while leaning in. I tell myself I'm imagining the flickers, how she watches us, how she always knows when he texts, how she laughs a second too late. The breakup doesn't come with screaming. It comes on a Tuesday. I finish a shift and find his side of the closet empty. Toothbrush gone. The photo of us at the lake flipped face down on the dresser. I call. Straight to voicemail. I text, "Are you okay? Did something happen?" 3 hours later I get one line. "I can't do this anymore. Please don't make it harder." No explanation. No goodbye. By morning I'm blocked. When I show up at his apartment, the lease office tells me his unit is vacant. Like he evaporated. For weeks, I replay every conversation, every laugh, every touch, looking for the moment I missed the knife. Chloe holds my hand and says, "He was probably intimidated by you, Mia." I almost believe her. Until I remember the night I woke up at 2:13 a.m. to hear him whispering in the kitchen, and when I asked who it was, he said, smiling, "Just your sister." I never checked Chloe's call log until that engagement dinner. After the first wave of applause, everyone sits like we're about to eat dessert instead of my dignity. Mom claps her hands. "Okay, picture time. Chloe, hold your hand up." Jason, behind her. "Yes, like that." I slide into a chair at the far end of the table, half hidden behind a pitcher of water. My phone buzzes. A group chat I'm apparently in again. Chloe's wedding era. Mom added Jason. Jason's name on my screen makes my stomach flip. His profile photo is a polished headshot, suit jacket, white teeth. Like he's running for office. Chloe leans over me, her perfume heavy and sweet. Please, she whispers, smiling for everyone else. Don't embarrass me tonight. I keep my voice low. When were you going to tell me? Chloe blinks, eyes shiny. It's complicated. Dad hears the edge anyway. Mia, he says, warning. Be happy for your sister. I stare at my plate like it might save me. I'm trying. Jason clears his throat. I know this is awkward, he says, hands open calm. I never meant to hurt you, Mia. I hope, with time, you can see Chloe and I. I look up. You blocked me the morning after you moved out. Jason's smile tightens. I did what I had to do. To who? I ask. Me or her? Chloe's fork clinks too loud. Mia, she snaps, then softens instantly, like she's switching masks. I didn't do anything wrong. You and Jason were over. You weren't married. There it is. The family-approved sentence. Mom reaches across and squeezes my wrist. Hard. Don't be selfish, she murmurs through her smile. This is Chloe's moment. I pull my hand back and finally let myself really look at Jason. His hair is shorter. His watch is new. But his eyes are the same, measuring, finding the angle that makes him look kind. When Chloe stands to refill wine, Jason leans toward me and speaks so softly no one else can hear. You always like being the victim, he says, pleasant as butter. My heart bangs against my ribs. Excuse me. He lifts his glass. Let it go. I force a laugh like I'm fine, because if I don't, I might scream. Then I notice Chloe's phone on the counter, screen lighting up with a preview notification. Jason, delete the thread before she sees it. My fingers hovered over Chloe's phone as the message preview vanished. By Monday, the engagement is everywhere. Chloe posts a carousel, Jason on one knee, my mother's teary face, the ring in close-up. The caption says, when you know, you know. Comments pour in, soulmates. Finally, perfect couple. Perfect. Like I'm not even a footnote. The family group chat becomes a command center. Mom sends Pinterest boards and asks for opinions on napkin colors. Dad jokes that I can work medical magic if anyone faints. Chloe sends a bridesmaid roster. My name isn't on it. I stare at the list, thumb hovering, waiting for the follow-up text. Oops, forgot you. Love you. Nothing comes. When I don't reply fast enough, Mom calls. Why are you being weird? I'm processing, I say. Mom sighs like I'm making her late. Mia, you're almost 30. You can't act like a teenager about an ex. He didn't just break up with me. I say, voice shaking. He vanished. And now he's engaged to my sister. And Mom snaps. So what? You get to punish Chloe forever because you couldn't make it work? My cheeks burn. I'm trying not to fall apart. Mom lowers her voice, the way she does when she wants something. People will be watching. I need you to be classy. Classy. That word becomes a leash. The humiliation comes 2 days later at my aunt's birthday brunch. I walk in with flowers. Jason is already there, slicing cake like he's family, laughing with my dad. Chloe beams. Mia, come say hi to Jason. We're all adults. Every head turns. I feel my pulse in my ears. Jason steps forward and offers a hand. No hard feelings. I don't take it. You blocked me. His eyes flicker. I thought it was best. Chloe's smile doesn't move, but her voice sharpens. Mia, stop. You're making this uncomfortable. Dad chuckles. She's just sensitive. Sensitive. Dramatic. Bitter. The labels land and stick. That night, I open my laptop and type Jason's full name into the county records site, hands shaking. The first result loaded, and my breath stopped at the filing date. After brunch, the invitations keep coming like traps. Dress shopping, venue tours, cake tasting. A girls' night at Chloe's apartment that includes, according to the group chat, Jason's best friend, and a fun game called, How Well Do You Know the Groom? I say no to everything. Not dramatically, just quietly. Mom responds with a thumbs-down emoji. Dad sends, don't be petty. Chloe sends, you're punishing me. The worst part is how fast the story gets rewritten without me. By Friday, my cousin texts, heard you're still hung up on Jason. Hope you're okay. A coworker asks if it's true I threw a fit at the engagement dinner. I realize my family is doing PR. At work, I'm fine. I take vitals, I start IVs, I tell scared people what's happening in a calm voice. I know how to hold panic in my hands and not drop it. But at home, the quiet is loud. I replay my relationship like a courtroom exhibit, searching for proof that I'm not crazy. Was Jason actually unhappy? Was I too intense? Did I imagine the late-night calls? Did Chloe really comfort me? Or was she collecting information? On Saturday, Aunt June shows up at my apartment with takeout, and that look older women have when they've already lived through the lie everyone else is pretending is truth. She doesn't knock twice. "Let me in," she says. I try to smile. "If you're here to tell me to be classy." "Oh, honey, no." She sets the food down. "I'm here to tell you that you're not wrong for feeling betrayed." I swallow hard. They're acting like I'm jealous. June snorts. "You can be hurt and not jealous. Those are different things, and your mother knows it." I rub my forehead. What if I'm overreacting? June leans forward. "Mia, listen. Your sister has always wanted what you had when it looked stable. And Jason always wanted an audience." The way she says it, like she's naming a disease, makes my skin prickle. I show her the bridesmaid list without my name. I show her the text where mom says, "Don't ruin this." June's mouth tightens. Then she says, softly, "Do you still have your old phone?" I blink. "Why?" "Because," she says, "people who erase themselves usually leave fingerprints somewhere." I pulled my old phone from the drawer and saw 42 missed calls. My old phone is a cracked iPhone 8 I keep just in case. Like a relic of a life I swear I'm over. June sits at my kitchen table while I charge it, watching the screen wake up like it's coming back from the dead. When it finally boots, my stomach flips. On the night Jason left, March 12, 2024, there are 42 missed calls from Chloe. The timestamps stack like a panic attack. 1:58 a.m. 2:01, 2:03, 2:06, all the way to 2:47. Chloe told me she had no idea he was leaving. She told me she woke up to my crying texts like everyone else. June's voice is gentle. Call logs don't lie. I open the details. A few calls connect, short calls, 30 seconds, 45 seconds, one that lasts 6 minutes. I tap the longest one. No recording, just the duration sitting there like a bruise. I whisper, "Why would she call me 42 times when I was asleep?" June points. "Check who you called back." My fingers shake as I scroll. At 2:13 a.m., between Chloe's calls, there's an outgoing call from my phone. 2 minutes and 12 seconds. I don't remember making it. But Jason used to take my phone when his died. "Baby, just for a second." I tap the call info. It isn't to Jason's saved number. It's to a different number labeled only as unknown. June leans in. "That's not a glitch." I take a screenshot. The phone stamps it automatically. 2:13, March 12, 2024. Then another thing hits me. Jason didn't just vanish. Someone helped him. My hands go numb as I open my laptop and start building a timeline. My shifts, Chloe's check-ins, Jason's late errands. June watches me type. "What are you going to do?" I swallow. "I'm going to prove whether it started before he left." June nods once. "Good. But don't tip them off." The audio icon is dusty, like it's been waiting years for my finger. I plug in earbuds and press play, and for a second all I hear is breathing, then the clink of something metallic, like keys. I'm about to close the call log when I notice a saved voicemail from that night that I never opened. The voicemail transcription begins with Chloe saying, "He's packing right now." I listen to the voicemail 3 times, like repetition will change what it says. It doesn't. Chloe's voice is hushed, urgent. "He's packing right now," she whispers. In the background I hear muffled thuds and a zipper dragging. Jason's voice cuts in, close to the phone. "Tell her I'm sorry, but don't let her come over." Then Chloe says, "I'll handle Mia." My hands shake so hard I almost drop the phone. June slides a notebook toward me. "Write down what you know. Dates, times, facts." So I do. I pull up my old text with Jason, what's left of them, and the last message stares back. March 12, 2024, 6:17 a.m. "Please don't make it harder." At 6:29 a.m. A message from Chloe. "Are you awake? Call me ASAP." I screenshot everything and email it to myself. Receipts. Next I go hunting in places people forget are public. The county website isn't just a blank search box. It's a filing cabinet with Jason's name on the tab. I enter. Jason L. Hart. Birth year, 1993. Location, our county. 3 results pop up. 1 is a civil judgment. And 1, dated February 28, 2024, is a petition for dissolution of domestic partnership. Domestic partnership. Jason and I were together then. We were planning a weekend trip. I was folding his laundry. I clicked the document summary. It lists a second party by initials, CM. June's eyebrows lift. That's interesting. My throat goes dry. Chloe Marie. I whisper, because my sister's middle name has been in every monogram since 1999. I need more than a coincidence, so I drive downtown on my day off and go to the records office. The clerk prints a docket sheet for $8.50. Case number, DP 24-01173. Filed, February 28, 2024. Address on file, Chloe's apartment. I stare at the paper until it blurs. On the way home, I open Chloe's old photos again and dig into the metadata like June taught me. One image from Girls' Night. Last year has location tagging turned on. A coffee shop parking lot. The same one Jason used to run errands at. The date stamp, February 27, 2024. The day before the filing. My stomach dropped when I saw who took that photo. Back at my apartment, I open the photo file on my laptop and click Info. Device model. Location. Exact time. And under Author, the Apple ID that captured it. Jason L. Hart at. My fingers go numb. The photo is Chloe holding up a margarita, cheeks flushed, leaning into the frame like she's laughing at a private joke. In the coffee shop window behind her, there's a reflection, half a jawline, half a wrist. Jason's watch. February 27, 2024. 9:18 p.m. That was the night he told me he was helping someone move a couch. I remember because I was coming off a double and begged him to come home, and he said I was being clingy. June exhales slowly. So they weren't a surprise, she says. They were a plan. I want to call Chloe and scream. Instead, I keep digging, because anger fades and screenshots don't. The civil judgment on the county site has a number I can't ignore. $14,620. Plaintiff, a regional credit union. Defendant, Jason L. Hart. Judgment entered, January 9, 2024. A docket note reads, wage garnishment requested, meaning Jason's paycheck was about to start bleeding. Suddenly, an old argument snaps into focus. Early 2024, Jason asking me to temporarily cover bills because his account was frozen for fraud protection. He acted ashamed. He said, I hate asking. I paid anyway. I search my email for transfer and find a bank receipt. February 5, 2024, $1,200 sent to an account ending in 8841. He told me it was rent. Now I'm not so sure. Then I run Chloe's name through a public property/lease index and my stomach flips again. A lease amendment filed last week lists Jason as an additional occupant at Chloe's address. They're already tying themselves together on paper. June taps the screen. Debt makes people desperate, she says. Marriage can be camouflage. I whisper, or a trap. That night, Chloe posts a blurry screenshot of a venue contract with the caption, deposit paid. And I force myself to zoom in on the part she didn't blur enough. Then I saw the deposit receipt, and Jason's account number was on it. The next morning, I make a folder on my laptop called Do Not Gaslight Me. I drop in everything, call log screenshots, the voicemail file, the docket sheet, the photo metadata, my bank transfer receipt. Then I print hard copies, because phones break at family gatherings all the time. June watches me stack paper. What do you want, Mia? She asks. To punish them? To save Chloe? I want the truth to stop sliding around. I say. I want something solid. The moral problem is ugly. Confront Chloe privately, and she can deny, cry, run to mom. Do it publicly, and I look like I staged a takedown. Either way, I'm the villain. June taps her contacts. Attorney Patel, she says. He's boring, which is what you need. Patel's office is near the courthouse, beige and quiet. He reads my documents without drama, like he's checking vitals. This case number exists, he says, pointing to DP 24-01173. To confirm parties, you need certified copies. But the address being your sister's is notable. I play the voicemail. Chloe's whisper fills the room. He's packing right now. Don't let her come over. I'll handle Mia. Patel pauses it and looks at me. That's not nothing. He flips to the civil judgment. And this, he says, is debt with teeth. If your sister is paying deposits, co-signing leases, opening joint accounts, she could be exposed. Creditors don't care about engagement photos. My stomach turns. So what do? Patel leans back. Decide your goal. Stop a wedding? Or protect your sister's legal and financial life? The answer lands before I can argue. Protect her, I say, and it hurts. Patel nods. Then you need a moment where denial isn't possible. A neutral setting. Documents everyone can see. No yelling. Outside, June squeezes my arm. We pick the stage, she says. Not them. My phone buzzes. Chloe, Jason says you've been asking questions. What is wrong with you? Before I can respond, another notification pops up, this one from Jason, from an unknown number. I typed a careful reply, but Jason's next message hit first. Jason's message is polite enough to pass as concern, which is what makes it dangerous. Hey Mia, heard you're stressed. Can we talk like adults? I ignore it until my shift ends. I step into the employee parking lot and see him leaning against my car. How did you find me? I demand. Chloe is upset, he says. Your mom thinks you're spiraling. I'm fine, I snap. I'm just not stupid. Jason's eyebrows lift in that practiced, patient way. Digging through records, collecting screenshots. It looks obsessive. It looks like proof, I say. He steps closer, voice gentle. You're smart. You know how this ends. You expose me, and you look unhinged. Chloe still marries me, and you lose your family. My hands tighten around my keys. So this is about controlling the story. He tilts his head. It's about protecting Chloe from your bitterness. I laugh once. You blocked me the morning you moved out. Jason's smile thins. Blocking you was the kindest option. You were intense. You needed someone to blame. My stomach turns. Kindest. He drops his voice. If you keep pushing, Chloe's going to see things you don't want her to see. What things? I ask. His eyes go flat. Private messages. Screenshots. You don't want your parents reading yours, do you? There it is, the threat, wrapped in a smile. I have copies. I say, forcing steadiness. Of everything. Jason leans in just enough to be cruel. Then you know when to let go. Be classy. I shove past him, get into my car, and drive home shaking. Chloe calls the second I walk in. I answer. Her voice is tight with rage. Are you stalking Jason? I'm verifying, I say. Because you're marrying a man who filed paperwork at your address while he was with me. Stop, she snaps. You're jealous, and it's embarrassing. Chloe, listen. No, she cuts in. Mom says if you can't support me, don't come to the wedding. My throat burns. Please look at dates. She laughs, brittle. He chose me, Mia. Deal with it. The line goes dead. June texts. Did he threaten you? I type back. Yes. Then my email pings. My blood turns cold. A new joint account request appeared, and Chloe's signature was already submitted. The joint account request isn't hypothetical. It's real. Chloe and Jason have started an application with my bank. The email shows a PDF, joint checking, pending verification. Under e-signature received, Chloe M. 8:41 p.m. M. I forward it to June. Then to Attorney Patel. Patel replies with one line. If she signs anything else, her risk increases. So I stop trying to win an argument and start trying to stop paperwork. I text Chloe something that tastes like blood. Can we meet? Not to fight. Wedding gift, contract review. Aunt June knows a lawyer who'll look at venue terms for free. Chloe fires back. Why would I trust your lawyer? I type, bring Jason. Bring mom. Let everyone hear the same info. No drama. It works because my mother loves anything that sounds responsible. Mom calls. A lawyer? Great. Sunday after church. At our house. Mom adds, and Mia? Please don't turn this into a scene. No yelling at all. I say I won't. I promise, and hate how true that is. Perfect. Controlled. Public. Saturday, June and I go to the courthouse and buy certified copies of the filing. Patel meets us and highlights what matters. Address, dates, signatures, and a paragraph signed under penalty of perjury. This is the lever, Patel says. Don't swing it unless you mean it. Sunday, my parents' dining room becomes a stage. Mom sets out cookies like sugar can fix betrayal. Dad sits nearby, pretending he's relaxed. Chloe arrives first, glowing and furious. Jason follows with a leather folder like he's the professional here. He smiles at me like we're co-workers. Mia, nice of you to help. I keep my voice even. Sit down. Patel arrives last, calm in a navy suit. Let's start with documents, he says. Before venues, I need to clarify something that affects liability. Chloe frowns. What liability? Patel slides a certified copy across the table, face down, toward Jason. Jason's hand freezes above it. He flipped the page, and the color drained from his face. For a beat, nobody breathes. Jason's eyes skim the certified copy like he's looking for an exit. Chloe's fingers tighten around her mug. Dad leans forward, suspicious. Patel's tone stays flat. Filed February 28, 2024. Petition to dissolve a registered domestic partnership. Chloe blinks. We're not. I'm not saying you are, Patel says. I'm saying your address is listed as the mailing address. He turns the page so everyone can see the highlight. Mailing address. Chloe Street, Unit 3B. Chloe's face drains. Why would my address be on that? Jason jumps in too fast. Because I was staying there briefly while you were still living with me. I cut in. Mom's voice sharpens. Mia. June doesn't raise her voice. Let her finish. I slide my screenshot forward. March 12, 2024. I say. 42 calls from Chloe. The night he vanished. Chloe's eyes flash. I called because you. And you left a voicemail. I say, and I press play. Chloe's whisper fills the room. He's packing right now. Don't let her come over. I'll handle Mia. Silence drops like a curtain. Chloe's mouth trembles. She looks at Jason. You told me you were just taking space, she says. You said she'd be fine. Jason's jaw clenches. Not here. Patel adds. There's also a civil judgment for $14,620 with wage garnishment requested. That's why joint accounts matter. Dad's voice goes low. Jason forces a laugh. It's handled. I open my laptop and turn it so Chloe can see the photo metadata. February 27th, 2024. I say, your Apple ID captured this. The night you told me you were moving a couch. Chloe makes a small, broken sound. So you were with him, she whispers to me, while he was still with you. Jason's mask finally cracks. Oh my God, he snaps. Mia can't stand not being chosen. Chloe flinches. Chosen? He turns on her too, voice cold. I needed stability, Chloe. You offered it. Dad's chair scrapes back. Mom's face goes white. And Chloe, shaking, grabs the joint account packet from the table and flips to the last page. Her signature sits there in black ink, dated yesterday at 8:41 p.m. Chloe stares at the signature line like it's proof her hand betrayed her. I thought it was just an account for wedding stuff, she whispers. Patel's voice stays even. It can be both. And it can expose you. Jason reaches for the papers. Chloe jerks them away. Don't touch me. Dad's patience snaps. Why is there a judgment? Why is there a court filing at my daughter's address? Jason tries for casual. It's paperwork. I needed mail somewhere safe. Safe from who? Patel asks, calm. Jason's eyes flash. This is none of your business. It became my business. I say, and my voice finally cracks. When you used my phone at 2:13 a.m. and made my sister your exit plan. For the first time, Jason drops the polite act. You think you're a hero? He spits. You just like fixing broken things so you feel important. June stands. Leave. Jason looks at Chloe like he expects her to rescue him. Chloe, he says softly. Let's talk alone. Chloe doesn't move. Get out. His smile turns sharp. Fine, he says. Enjoy your family. They'll turn on you too. He slams the door hard enough to shake the frames. The silence after feels unreal. Then Mom turns on me. Are you happy now? She hisses. You ruined her. He ruined her, I say. Dad rubs his face. Chloe, we'll handle this. Chloe's voice is small and wrecked. You handle Mia, too. That night, Patel emails steps. Cancel the application, freeze new accounts, pull credit reports. June takes Chloe to her apartment with Dad to grab essentials because nobody trusts Jason to stay away. I go back to work the next morning with swollen eyes, pretending I'm fine. By lunch, a coworker asks, is it true your sister's fiancé is being sued? Someone had already turned our family implosion into lunchroom gossip, and I knew who. My phone buzzes nonstop from an unknown number. Then a text finally lands, clean and cold. Tell your sister to answer her door. I called Chloe, and she whispered, he's outside with a folder. Chloe's whisper, he's outside with a folder, sends me into motion before I can think. June calls Dad. Dad calls the non-emergency line. By the time Chloe cracks her door, Jason is gone, but the folder is wedged under her mat like a delivery. Inside are cropped screenshots of old texts between me and Jason, edited to make me look clingy. A typed statement calling me emotionally unstable, and a blank cease and desist form. It's theater. It's also a warning. He's building a story. Patel confirms it. Intimidation, he says. And debt makes people bold. Chloe finally cries in my car, shoulders shaking. He said you were cold, she sobs. He said you didn't appreciate him. He told me I was intense. I say. He uses whatever word fits. The next 2 weeks are paperwork and boundaries. We freeze Chloe's credit. We cancel the joint account application and get written confirmation. Patel drafts a notice. Jason has no permission to use Chloe's address for mail. Chloe changes her locks. Dad installs a camera, muttering like he's mad at all of us. Mom doesn't apologize. At dinner she says, you could have handled it privately, like I detonated a bomb for fun. So I stop negotiating. I start leaving. I block Jason's unknown numbers. I keep copies of everything anyway. I start therapy and learn a simple sentence that feels like oxygen. I don't have to earn basic respect. Chloe tries to apologize, then gets defensive, then apologizes again. It's messy and human, and I let it be. One night she admits the part that hurts most. I like that he chose me, she says, staring at her hands. I wanted to win. I didn't think he was using me. I breathe through the sting. I hear you, I manage. Patel tells us a creditor already mailed a notice to Chloe's address. Proof Jason redirected things there. Chloe looks sick when she reads it. I'm done, she says. And for the first time, I believe her. Then my bank sends another alert. A new attempt to open an account, using my email as a backup contact. The application listed Jason's phone number, and it was the same, unknown one. A month after the dining room implosion, my life is quieter in ways that still feel unfamiliar. Chloe and I meet at a diner near my apartment, not at family events where everything becomes a performance. She wears no ring now. Her finger looks pale where it used to sit, like skin remembers promises. Sometimes she tries to rewrite it. Maybe he panicked. Maybe he didn't mean it. And then she catches herself and says, no, I'm doing that thing again. That's progress. Mom still says I could have been kinder. Dad is trapped between protecting Chloe and defending Mom's pride. I don't chase them anymore. I show up when it's safe, and I leave when it isn't. June tells me, peace isn't something you earn by swallowing pain. I wrote it on a sticky note and put it on my fridge. The thing I didn't expect is how much grief lives under anger. Not just for Jason. Honestly, he feels like a costume I finally saw through. But for the version of my sister who would have chosen me over attention if we'd been raised differently. Here's what I learned, the hard way, and I wish someone had drilled into me years ago. If your gut screams, don't mute it to keep the room comfortable. Take screenshots. Save voicemails. Email yourself copies. Truth needs backups. Public records are public for a reason. Use them before you sign anything. Be classy is often code for be quiet. Boundaries are not punishments. They're seatbelts. Chloe started therapy too. The day she told me, she looked embarrassed, like asking for help was a character flaw. I told her what I finally believe about myself. You're allowed to be wrong without being worthless. Last week, we went for a walk after my shift, 2 tired women in hoodies, talking about normal things, groceries, work drama, a dumb TV show. For the first time in a long time, I felt something like peace.